This is a review of often used features that we need to remember on CATIA. Always remember to properly name your parts. Now, when you start a sketch, you can start it on any particular plane you like, but always set up your units before you start. In my case, I'm setting it here to centimeters. Whenever you draw your sketch, remember that you need to have a fully contained and constrained sketch. You shouldn't have any lines, dots, or any additional features drawn in here if you're going to use the regular pad command like I am here. Now remember that if I make a mistake, like going to this sketch and adding additional lines, the regular pad command will not work. For example, if I trace this here and I try to exit to pad it, I will get an error because the profile is not closed. The solution is simply to go back and remove the additional lines that we don't need. This would work on multi-pad. So let's try using multi-pad here, for example. I would have to have independent sketches. So if I draw this square, I'm constrain it as I want to, including using the coincidence feature. And I do a secondary sketch that is also constrained but independent of the first one. And coinciding as I expect to. I can, instead of just using the pad command to pad to the same height, I can use the multi-pad to pad to different heights. But notice that the sketches are independent of each other. Their lines are not intersecting. If I type the wrong number, I can always go back, edit whatever I need to, just by simply double-clicking on the specification tree. You have to edit everything from the specification tree and not simply add a new feature. If you do that, you will have multiple sketches for the same plane. So always work from the specification tree. Now we open up our title block to create our orthographic views. As I mentioned before, we always want to do safe management. The first thing we want to do to make sure we assign a name to it, save the parts, save the drawing in the location that we want so we know where they are located, and we can start importing the views. I start by selecting the plane that I want. I can rotate the view if I needed to, and set it up in place with the correct properties for it. Once that is set, I can project any additional views that I want. Remember that I do not import new views. And I can make it a principal view if I need to project views from it. But I don't. I started with the original one. So I double click on the red border and start from there. Now I can set up my constraints as dimensions on my drawing. I first set up all my dimensions, either by length or by distance. Select all the dimensions, change the units and size, and center the views. Now I am ready to save my drawing. Using Safe Management, make sure everything is saved, but use Save As to make sure that you save it as a PDF. When you use the Save As command, you will get a PDF file in the same location that you want. And then to package all your files, remember that you right-click and select Send to Compressed Zip File and assign the name that you want.